How's it going, guys? I'm a top 100 trader with over 60 million coins on my main account, and I'm starting again from scratch on a brand new account from zero, trying to get to 10 million coins. I'm going to see how long it takes me to get there. I'm going through my trades. So in this session, I've got two kind of sessions, 2 days compiled into one. And if you go through, see what we've got all these icons again, very similar to the last video, where lots are getting price fixed. They're up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you do buy them, if you are trying to trade icons at the moment, make sure that you're buying and selling as quickly as you possibly can. You don't want to be holding on for too long, because as you can see with this Cannavaro, we did sell one for 128,000 coins, and then we sold another for 102,000 coins. So we made a profit on one, loss on the other, purely because he's changing in price so quickly. So you want to be in and out of cards, especially during a market crash. And I will say, try and be as liquid as you possibly can during the market crash. So start selling your cards before content on Friday. Hopefully this goes up before content on Friday. If not, good luck to you. So yeah, make sure you are selling absolutely everything you possibly can, which is worth anything, so that you're ready for Friday. There'll be good opportunities to make coins. Mass bidding, like I've mentioned in my tutorial video, really good to make coins during big promos. And also lots of cards will be dropping, so some cards will also be rebounding. Other cards will be staying down in price, so it takes a bit of practice. You're either going to make a lot of coins or lose a lot of coins in a market crash, and it's very rare that you're somewhere in between. But typically stick to cards that have potential past the new power curve, so lots of team of the season cards are coming in. They're going to be the best cards in the game. So what you want to do, look at, say, Trophy Titan cards, where they're 3 playstyle plus. Maybe cards that are also good for Evos. They're going to hold some value. They're also going to drop quite a bit, probably in the Friday market crash, maybe a few hours after content, maybe straight at content. So yeah, just keep an eye on the market. If you're ever unsure, keep your coins out of cards and you're never going to lose anything. So play it safe if you're unsure. If you want to gamble a little bit, because it is a bit of a gamble, the graphs aren't going to make any sense. You're not going to be able to go, oh, good fluctuation here, because cards are down. There's no guarantee they'll bounce back to wherever they used to be. So expect to lose some coins if you are going to gamble and make some trades, if this is your sort of first time doing this kind of thing. But it is also a good opportunity to make some coins. So if you are willing to gamble, go for it. If not, play it safe. And the market should steady out around 6 hours after content on Friday. So you can kind of get in at a bit of a safer point, try and make some trades then. But if you are a bit risky and you don't mind a bit of a risk, go for it at content time. Typically 30 minutes to 45 minutes is when cards start hitting their low points, but they've also carried on crashing down all through the weekend without very little rebound at all in other market crashes. So just keep that in mind. Nobody really knows how the cards are going to perform. It takes a bit of intuition, so just keep that in mind. But this was the one trading session. We made 627,000 coins. Our best profits was 77,000 coins on a Vidic, which is really good, and 78,000 coin profit on a Zeraberto. Again, really good. I think he fit an Evo at the time, and we got him for 100,000, sold him for just under 200,000. So yeah, really good profit on him there. And let's get into the other section of today's video, which is the sales over, when was it? Wednesday night, okay? So sales over Wednesday night, and let's look into them now. As you can see, we're on 3 million coins, and we were on just over 2.7 million coins in the previous section. So we've made around 300,000 coins, almost 400,000 coins, so just below 3.1. And let's have a look at some trades I've made. So we got Sega, really nice profit on her there. Again, it's a very similar situation to what I've been doing in the past few videos. These aren't getting price fixed as much. A lot of these were just snipes. So very simple. I'm not looking to do anything too risky. Cards are generally crashing, so you do keep that in mind, that whatever point you think you can sell the card for, say I bought this Rebury for 160,000 coins. If I try and sell at 186, and that's the cheapest on the market, within the next 30 minutes, his card could be at 175,000 coins with no signs of hitting 180 again. So just keep that in mind, that cards can very quickly crash in the market. I'm saying this before the market crash on Friday, and this is what it's been like up until team of the season, but it's also a good chance it's going to be happening throughout team of the season, especially when new teams are getting dropped, new leaks are coming out. So just keep that in mind for if you are wanting to trade with this sort of method. There are safer methods to trade, but if you want to make big coins and a lot of coins quickly, it will take a bit of practice doing this method, but you have to keep in mind that cards aren't going to be as stable as what they were a month or two ago. So it is a little bit harder to trade, but there's still plenty of trades to be made. So yeah, all of these icons, I think Czech was one which I wanted to get on a rebound. And we'll have a look at his price now. Quite a few cards came down, especially the icons. They came down to their discard price. So we'll check right now, see what he's saying. Where is he at? He is back up again to 81,000 coins. So he was a little bit higher than that, I believe. As you can see, he was around 120. I don't know if that was, roughly around his price. And he has crashed down to kind of below 70,000. And now he's back up to above 80,000, just about. And another card I was looking at, but was a bit too sheepish to try out, and I've not checked how he's done today, is Schmeichel. He came down to discard price at 67, and he's still around that sort of price now. If you check his graph, he came crashing down as well, sort of very similar to Czech, where he was above 100,000 coins, and very, very quickly came crashing down to around his discard price. So yeah, lots of cards are crashing in the market at the moment. It's very hard to predict, very hard to call. Cards which are going to rebound, cards which have good value. But the only way to really make coins, because fluctuation trading is no good, don't expect this card to start bouncing back to 91,000, 100,000 coins again anytime soon, unless he does fit in Evo. What you want to be doing is getting these cards for snipes, which is what I've been doing. And when I say snipes, you're just looking at the momentum page, looking for a card which isn't frequently coming up. You might have seen it once or twice, but once you refresh the page, the card disappears. That's kind of like a snipe where the card isn't down. It might be down in general, but it's not down a big chunk. And you're getting that one card, make the card appear on the momentum page, and you're getting it at a cheap discounted price because someone just wanted to list quickly, want to get some coins. Maybe they were panicking, maybe they listed the card wrong, whatever reason it is, you're getting a very discounted price where you can sell the card instantly for more profit and make a good profit from it. So Charlton, I think we made around 50,000 coins on him, so really good. Around 40,000 on Reinders. I was going to say reindeers then. Cole was a decent profit, around 25,000 coins. Batistuta, unfortunately, we were trying to get around 75,000 coins for him. We only made around 8,000 coins, I believe. We'll have a look and see what he is now, because he was fluctuating a little bit. So maybe a card we could have traded, could have held on to and got a little bit more profit from him. But ultimately, we don't want to stick around. We don't want to gamble. And as you can see, he is down. And he is just coming down like the rest of the cards on the market. So I did try and sell at this 830 range. But I believe I got undercut, unfortunately, to like 820. And I think that card did sell. So a bit unfortunate. We could have made around 70,000, 75,000 coins on him. And instead we had to basically break even on him, which is absolutely fine. In this market, you have to expect it. If you are trading, you have to kind of expect to take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You can make lots of profit and then take a big hit on another card. It doesn't completely wipe you down to break even or whatever it might be. You'll still be in profit, but you do make a big chunk of a loss onto the profits you already made. And the best example of this is losing almost 100,000 coins on this Pedri. So it was a bit of a stupid buy, in all honesty. Knowing there's centre mid Evo coming very soon, knowing that he's not going to fit in it, and you're going to get lots of better cards on the market than this Pedri. In people's teams, sorry. But he has risen back up again, but we're not too fussed about that. Like I said before, I'd rather be out of a card than in a card and then just keep dropping. But we did buy for around 900,000 coins, and we were looking to sell for around just below 1 million coins, which, as you can see, he was kind of hitting and he was around, but he sells so infrequently. I mean, there are some, fairly frequent sales here, but as you can see, besides that one, which is just nonsense, they're not hitting 900,000 coins. They're getting close, but they're not hitting it. And what else have we got? Let's see if we can find. You see, he's not getting loads and loads and loads of sales. It's not worth trying to get in on this card. I think this might have been my purchase, quite possibly. And he just came down quite quickly after that. You see, straight down to like 800,000. So I was in a situation where I was like, I could take as much profit, not profit, but as many coins back as I can for him. Seeing as he did this, and he has rebounded back to 900, but that's absolutely no problem. We're happy just getting in, getting out, taking our coins, moving it on to the next thing. We did take around 100,000 coin loss for him, but we were hoping, because late at night he's a bit rarer, he sells more infrequently, as you can see, just a couple of sales every hour or so. So we weren't looking to get too much for him, and we weren't expecting him to sell too quickly, but we were hoping that very few extra cards would get listed and ours could stay cheapest on the market for a little while. Unfortunately, it did not, and we got undercut, and our card didn't sell until the morning after. So yeah, a bit unfortunate with that, but that's going to happen. And on the flip side, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This is our 2 steps forward. It's Vitinha. We sold for 820,000 coins. We made around 150,000 coins for him. Let's have a little check. Vitinha, Yoga Benito, and he is currently 640,000 coins, which we got very fortunate to sell him for 820,000 coins. But we did check the graphs, we did check these high points. We did undercut significantly the second cheapest on the market. So to make it more appealing to anyone who was looking to buy him, it looked like a good deal, our listing. So we went ahead and listed at 820 and got the sale. If we scroll back, we might be able to see a better idea of what was going on. He's a very rare card, and there weren't many on the market at the time. So I felt fairly comfortable trying to list him at this. As you can see, it could have gone horribly, horribly wrong if he didn't sell. But fortunately for us, he did. Probably around this sale here, I'd imagine. And as you can see, he wasn't getting. I would have been happy to sell him around 800, maybe 770. Would have been absolutely fine doing that. But we thought I'd try my luck. That must have been my purchase, 65, so really good purchase. Seeing as I could make 100k profit before tax. Based on what the previous sale was. So I was quite happy to take a risk as long as I was cheapest on the market still. I didn't mind listing for 820. If he did come down in price, I had the opportunity again to still make profit once the listing had expired and the sort of circumstance on the market for this specific card. So if loads of other listings came up, which were around 790, maybe 770, I could still undercut those cards, making a nice profit and keeping my coins moving. But unfortunately for us, he did sell, and we made a very nice profit on him, which offset the Pedri loss quite nicely. All of these are very standard sales. We did make a loss on Trubin. He's a very rare card. We tried our luck. He did just keep come crashing down because not many people are interested in buying Trubin. So if you find yourself in a situation where more people are listing a card than they are buying a card, especially these rare cards, you are going to take a bit of a hit on the price of the card just because it takes so long for the card to build up in price again. And during a market crash, we're not sticking around for that. We don't want to be holding 24 hours. He may be down to 80k tomorrow, so what's the point in holding? We'll take a small loss, keep it moving, absolutely no problem. Ismail Assar was a good buy. We bought at 160. Quite a few were coming up at 160. Just again, a good snipe here, a few thousand coin profit. These Akotchas were down at 41,000 coins. There were a few at around just below 50,000 coins, and a fair few listings are just below 50,000. And he doesn't sell that frequently, but with these hero cards, they are quite nice to fluctuation trade. Even in a market crash, it does take a bit of experience to kind of understand, where he might go to, just reading the graphs essentially. But as you can see, he's kind of steadying out a little bit, so buying it, mid to high 30s, selling for mid to low 40s, that should be absolutely no problem. Buy at 15k if you want, that's fantastic, but you're not going to get that. As you can see, he's not getting many sales in this sort of mid to high 30s, sorry. But that's probably too far back. It is too far back. But if you do get the opportunity with these hero cards, they do hold value just because they are a nostalgic card for people. They have great Evo potential because they're usually very low rated. I say very low rated in this current game, where we are in the current game cycle, very low rated. And they've also got very few playstyles more often than not. So you can customize them with Evos to make them exactly how you want them to be, essentially. So they aren't too bad to trade. There's not lots of profit in them because a lot of them are around this sort of price range. And they can sell quite infrequently, as you can see here. Or not. He's selling really quite frequently now. The other day he wasn't. And a few other cards don't sell too well, and I think one of them is De Rossi, and that's a card I did trade and make a loss on, around 15 to 20,000 coin loss. Rodman, goodbye, bought 81,000. De Rossi, here we go. Let's have a look. Daniele De Rossi. He is currently 82,000. Like I say, I don't care if he's up from where I sold him. And he does sell, again, he's selling a lot more frequently than I thought he would be. But they have periods where they don't sell often at all. As you can see around about here, where he's getting a few sales every hour or so. If that, in a few hours. So yeah, it was a card I was a bit skeptical of in the first place, and I was a bit cautious because he was selling really infrequently. Now he's selling a lot more frequently, and as you can see with frequent sales, if a card is selling more frequently now, they're going to start rising in price, just because the amount of cards that are getting listed is fewer than the amount of cards that are getting sold. So typically, recent sales will reflect what's going on in the graph, and when the sales were really slow, he started coming down in price because more cards were getting listed than were getting sold. So therefore his price goes down because people undercut one another. Those undercuts don't get bought. So someone else comes along, undercuts again and again and again, and the price just drops. And that's kind of what causes the market crash, is everyone tries to sell these cards that once were very good in the game, but come Friday, they're going to be very useless, essentially. And the final few trades of this session was an Eder Militao we bought for 170 and sold for 190, so a decent bit of profit there. He was the only one on the market at the time. I'm sure he's probably not as rare as that now. Let's have a little look. Eder Militao, I think it might be... No, he's got a... Yeah, let's have a look. Compare price. Yeah, a lot more listings on the market now. That may... Yeah, I don't know. I'll avoid that. But yeah, that's generally what I've been up to on the last few hours of the game. This was, again, about 2-3 hours of trading. So decent profit, again, around 300 to 400,000 coins. Would have been a hell of a lot better if without that sort of Petri loss. But that's part of the game when you're trading in a market crash. You are going to make losses. You're going to make big losses, but hopefully the profits you're making outweigh the losses. And these two were just from a tradable pack. I can't quite remember. Should have sold them Wednesday night. Forgot to sell them Wednesday night, and then they've sold for a hell of a lot less than what they were selling for. I mean, he was he's fine, but they were 2.1k. It's very insignificant, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things like that. But that's overall what we've been up to on the game recently. So around 400,000 coin profit, probably just a little bit less. And if you did enjoy watching these trades, I'll be doing some more over team of the season. Could be some massive losses, could be some massive profits, so stick around for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.